Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Taking Back Paris. It is the mid-season. Things are going a bit better than they were last season, but let's touch wood, as we know how quickly that can all change. But just before we get into all of that, if you enjoy my content, please leave it a like and subscribe if you are new. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so if you're looking for some good, consistent content, I'm your guy. Please subscribe, it'd be lovely to have you. But let's get on with the video. Alright, we'll start by looking at the league table. As you can see, we are topped by 6 points, so it's going quite well. There is 14 games left, and around about this time last season, we were second maybe, or third. Pretty sure it was second, and we let it slip, so I'm taking nothing for granted. If we look at it like this, you can see that we've only conceded 9 goals, so my defence this year is way better than it was this time last year. And we're not drawing anywhere near as many games this year. We've lost a few like 1-0s and 1-2-0. We've only lost 5 games at this point and only drawn 2. So this time last year we were drawing a lot of winnable games. So with those draws this year, we're either winning them for the most part, or we'll lose like 1-0, which is basically 4 of our losses are 1-0s. So we are still having some goal struggles every now and then, and scoring goals this team can be a problem, but also it's nowhere near as bad if we're keeping as many clean sheets as we are. So yeah, get what I'm saying? Defence is way better this year, and we're winning way more games. So let's have a look at the fixtures then. You saw this win on camera, 3-0 away at Metz, which was actually a really good result. They were just relegated, and we just missed out on promotion, so that was a nice little test to start the season. Then we had a nice little run here. We drew this game against VA, let's call it VA. We only drew because of a penalty. We weren't up to scratch that time, but those are the type of games we would lose last season, so the fighting spirit is there. And then our first loss came at Aymans, who we are playing today. They are second. Looking at the stats of that game, it looks pretty boring. They only had 6 shots and we had 3. We didn't really turn up for that. I would say that probably deserved to be a draw, but we lost it. We did, however, bounce back with a 4-0 win, which is nice. Then 2-0, then 0-0, then we just struggled to score for 3 games. However, this little run last season would have completely derailed us, and then we would have struggled for morale. But we did bounce back, and then we lost again 1-0, but I don't think we deserve to lose that, thinking about it. It's just one of those, like, this team struggle to get shots on target sometimes, and if we're struggling to get shots on target, we're losing the game. But from that disappointing loss, we had a really good run here, which has basically put us in the strong position that we're in, and this one goal that we conceded here was a penalty. So our defence was looking really good, and we were up and running. We were scoring goals and keeping clean sheets, and that's what I ask of my team. But then we lost to Clermont, but we only lost this game, in my opinion, because if we have a look at the French Cup quickly as well, in between here we had a big old Paris derby against PSG, which we actually held our own in quite well until Charles Bowley got sent off, and you can tell by the minutes that since then we kind of fell apart. But to be fair, one of their players is worth more than mine. Like, they have Bruno Fernandes, Mbappe and Neymar scoring their goals. Like, I don't stand a chance yet. We're not up to the point where we can actually take back Paris, you know, the whole name of the series. But that is the reason I lost to Clermont, I think. I think that was just a bit of a hangover. But we recently have bounced back against Grenoble 2-1 and Havre 3-0, which is a really good result. And today we're against Aymans again, who are second in the league. So if we win this, we put ourselves into a very, very good position to go ahead and win the league. And that's what we want. If we draw it, it's not the end of the world. We still have a 3-point gap on them. Nope, if we lose it, it's not the end of the world. We still have a 3-point gap on them. If we draw it, we keep 6 points. So we're in a good position, is what I'm trying to say, in a very long-winded way. I'll have a look at the transfers. You saw these 3 last time. Since then, we brought in Rafa Majica. I can't say his name if you can tell. I tried to sign this guy because Leeds was selling him, and he went for 140k, but he chose Bologna over us, and then we got him on loan. Which, thinking about the finances and that, it's probably not the best. But he was meant to be my go-to striker. He's got 7 goals in 17 games. That's not bad, but Gaetan Laura has actually played really well this year, which is nice. So it's nice to have a choice of 2 strikers who can score, and I'd much rather have the headache of trying to choose the striker who's in better form than the other one, as opposed to the headache I had at the end of last season when none of my strikers could score a goal to save their life. Then it says here that we loaned in Morgan Gilvalgui. If you're an avid watcher, right, you know that this is my player. I sold him over here for 500k to Strasbourg, and then they instantly put him on the loan list, so I just loaned him back. That's decent business for me. Going forward, he's never good enough, in my opinion, to be one of our standout players. Saying that, his stats are actually quite good, but I'm happy with the money of that guy. If they want to loan him back to me for free, happy days. We also signed Alexandra Corin for 60k, going up to 120k. He's just a wing-back that can play both sides, so it's good cover for us, and we've had injuries, as we always do, which is good. Then we've got Max Christensen on a free. Looks very solid for a 25-year-old German guy. He's just cover, really, but he's good enough to start if he wants to. And the last loan that we've brought in, I did do this in the summer, but because of the rules in Germany, he couldn't join me until he turned 18. And He only turned 18, like, can't see the calendar, a few days, like a week or two ago. But Namadi Collins is a really good player on this game. Him and Reece Jones at the back would be an absolute dynamite pairing for us for this league. We're never going to be able to sign either of them going forward, but I'll take it for this league. And as you can tell, he's very solid as a ball player and centre-back, and he can cover both fullbacks if need be. Looking at the outs, we did sell Yusafa Ndai, who never really played for us, but he just moaned all the time. I don't think he's anything special. No, he's not even played for them, lol. If we got 74k for him, he's valued more than that, but he never played for us. Jason Kinkonda went to Dunkirk for 20k. We were never going to renew his contract. Again, I think he only played, what, 2 games for me last season? Decent money for us, I guess. Perhaps one of the noticeable names going out is Mustafa Naim. Pardon the pun again. But Usende bid 250k for him. It says he's worth more than that, which he probably was worth more than that. But because of how I'm playing this year, he wasn't fitting in the team. He was one of our standout people last season, playing 32 games. But this season, he only played 8 games. So I just took the money. Happy days. He wasn't playing anyway. Same with Doughty. Off to Barnsley for 24k. Again, he wasn't playing. He played every game, I think, last season. Yeah, 38 games, and he hadn't got a game this season. So I think it just shows the strength of my team this season that these type of people I can afford to sell and not even miss. And last season, I depended on them literally every single game. The last guy that went out is Big Terry, but he never played anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just before we play our game, I do want to highlight a standout player for me this year, which has been Paulino. What is he averaging out of interest? 7.2. Well, 7.02, but in 23 appearances he has 3 goals and 7 assists. He's just noticeably very good on the ball when we're playing. His stats are really good. He's only 24. He's only going to get better for us. Like I said, Gaetan Laura has actually been on form this season. If we have a quick look at his stats, in 17 appearances he has 14 goals. So he's actually turned up this season. Let's hope that stays that way. Bishu is another player that I had a lot of hope for, but he was injured for a long old while. Said he's twisted his ankle, he was out for 3 weeks. It was way longer than 3 weeks because he just took ages to get back to fitness. Also with our squad, we do have some suspension, so Paulino, who's been my best player, is suspended for this game. Florent Hannin is one of the best people at this club, and he is injured, and he has a hip injury, and he was out for, I'm pretty sure it was like 1 to 3 months at least. Considering his age, he's probably going to be on the out for us. I don't think he'll ever really get back into the team, but we'll see. It depends how much he regresses, but that is a big miss for us, so I'm glad I signed the backup left back as we needed it. Reece Williams has played very well, as he does. Like I said, he's very good for this league. Him and Namadi Collins at the back would be solid. His stats are actually really good. I wish I could buy this guy, but it's just never happening. The last guy I will highlight is Didier Desprez. I did want to bring in a goalkeeper, but he's been very good for me. Pretty sure he set the record for clean sheets for Paris, so happy days. I'll keep him for now. Going forward, I probably need a better goalkeeper, but I'm happy with him for now. One last player to highlight actually is Kamara. He's been really, really good. He's come through our youth team, I guess. He's averaging 7.05, and he is literally just the anchor man that gives me a lot more faith that we're not going to concede goals. And he's been a big part of us not conceding goals and having someone in that hole to protect my centre-backs, which I didn't have last season, and I can really feel the difference. But this will be the team for this episode. We've got Desprez in goal, Corin who's filling in at left back, Namadi Collins and Reece Williams in centre back. These two are playing their first game together, but I imagine they're going to be very good. Look, 44 and 45, well, that was cute. Campanini's going to be in right back. I'm trying to get him to take over from Ballord because Ballord is 35 and we need someone that's a bit younger. Kamara, like I just said, is our anchorman. Moya and deep line playmaker. Lopez on the left, Gilvalgui on the right. Bishu through the middle, who needs to be a bit better, but he is coming back from injury, and Gaetan Laura up front. We will 100% miss Paulino this game, because he's one of our best players and he creates a lot of chances, but let's hope we don't miss him too much. I've done a lot of talking, I am out of breath, my boy. Let's get a win here. This will be a really big win. If we win this, we'll win in the league. I'll pretty confidently say that, touch wood. Say confidently, we threw it all away last time. Bishu fancies one in top bins, you ready? Or not. We go long, my hair is bliminick. Well, this has been a very boring half other than that free kick. They haven't had a shot on target, so at least we're kind of having the ball, I guess. Is anything going to happen, or is this going to be every single game I play? It's just going to be like this. That was boring first half. Other than that free kick, we had 0 highlights, so yikes. We're not even dominating the ball like we normally do. Let's say we're not happy. Hopefully they get on the ball and create something, because if this is just a 0-0, that's going to be very boring. Can we get on the ball and do something, please? I mean, a draw here is not that bad. We'll still have a 6-point gap, but like for video-wise, I'd much rather to actually have a highlight. Maybe we're just well matched. That's a 6-2 game, so you could be watching that, but you're watching us. Bishu needs to come off. Direct sub. Is there actually going to be any highlights? Seriously, this is just pathetic at this point. Anything? We're going to have a whole 90-minute game with one highlight. I don't know what to tell you. That was boring. I'll take the draw in terms of the league, but like in terms of YouTube videos, that was incredibly boring. Well, I'm sorry that the game was boring. I've waited ages to play that too, so Yikes. With 13 games left of the season, I might just come back at the end if we comfortably win the league. If it's a bit more like dicey and we don't know what's going on, I'll come back sooner. But ideally, we just get into Liga A with no issues, we get the trophy, that'll be nice, but we'll see. But I think that will do it for this episode. Sorry about the boring game, I can't really do much about 0-0. We had literally one highlight and it was boring. So yikes. But if you enjoy my content, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new. Like I said at the beginning, I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So if you're looking for some good consistent content, I am your guy. So please subscribe. But that will do it. Like I said, thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye.